Hi, Sarah. I coach cross country, just so you know, so I apologize for responding a little bit later than I was hoping for, because I do see that what you emailed me at 3, so around 4. So I'm so sorry that this is kind of late. So if you want to go back and change anything on your activity, you are more than welcome to. So when I am saying that we're solving for x and y, so remember that on this activity, we are simply looking at y-intercepts and x-intercepts. So what I mean by that is that your x-intercepts mean you have a point crossing at a certain place on the x-axis, okay? When I say y-axis or y-intercept, that means you have a point crossing at a certain point on the y-axis. And so what we can do to solve for those intercepts is that we can plug in 0 for x and y, solve for that other variable, and you'll get those intercepts. So here's what I mean by this. And when we are looking at solving for an intercept, this first equation here, 2x minus 3y equals 6, all we are going to do now is we are going to pick an intercept we want to solve for first. So let's say we want to solve for the x-intercept, which means it's going to fall on the x-axis. And anything on the x-axis means your other variable, which is your y, has to be 0, okay? So what I can do to solve for this is I can keep 2x, because we're going to solve for x right now, minus 3, but instead of y, we are actually going to substitute out y, meaning you're going to take away y. That's what substitute means if you didn't know. We're going to take away y. I'm just going to make this bigger. That's better. Instead of y, I'm going to plug in a 0, because when you're falling on the x-intercept, the x-axis, your y is 0, equals 6. Okay, so now we're here. 2x minus 3 times 0 equals 6. And so we're just going to solve this. And I hope you know how to do linear equations. If you don't, that's okay. We're just going to solve this. So hopefully you know that negative 3 times 0 is 0. So now we're at 2x equals 6. So you can ask yourself, 2 times what will give you 6? Or you can divide 6 by 2. And your x in this case will end up being 3. Okay, so now we know that for our x-intercept here, we know that your x is 3, your y is 0. But we can actually grab this point. Oh, I can't because I'm doing it in I'm doing it on Cami. But I can actually go to 3, 0 right here. Oh, that's not what I want to do. It is? Oh, wait, let's just do this. There we go. And I can put a point at 3, 0. And then you can come here, we'll do the exact same thing for your y-intercept, but instead of y being 0, we're looking at the y-intercept, which means you're looking at the y-axis, which means in order for a point to fall on the y-axis, your x now has to be 0. So we're going to do the exact same thing, but instead of y being 0, your x is going to be 0 minus 3y equals 6. Okay, and now we're going to go through that whole process again, but now we're going to solve for y. So 2 times 0 is 0. So now you're looking at negative 3y equals 6. So you can ask yourself, negative 3 times what will give you 6? Or you can do 6 divided by negative 3, okay? Which is going to give you negative 2, okay? So now we know that our y-intercept for this case is that when x is 0, your y is negative 2. And then we can plot that point. I'm hoping this is helping. I don't know what you already know. I think that's probably the hardest part about teaching online is I don't know what you already know or what you're confused on, you know? Okay, so now we have these pieces. I'm going to go ahead and erase my equations. I hope that's okay. And all you're going to do is using your purple line on your assignment, but I'm just going to draw it. You can just connect those points. Like so. And that's what you're doing, okay? Actually, this one's not bad either. So, for instance, on this one, right? Oh, I might not have time. This one, we're going to do the exact same thing, but it's actually a little bit simpler because if you plug in 0 for y, that's gone. So x plus 0 equals 4, which means your x has to be 4, right? And then you could reverse it and do the exact same thing. 0 plus y equals 4, so your y would have to be 4. So you're actually getting this here. 4, 0, and then 0, 4. Ah! I hope it helps. Please let me know if it doesn't.